Let's take you through a quick wrist prep video that will help you when working on calisthenics or even lifting weights, or if you just have weaker wrists in general. So in this first movement here, you're gonna wanna set up in tabletop position and apply about 80% of your weight onto one arm on one side. With your palm pressing into the ground, you wanna do 10 rotations through your wrist in one direction and then repeat in the other direction. Really take the time here to feel and connect with your wrist, trying to keep your palm and your fingers down on the ground and just breathe in the body and allow any tension or popping to come naturally through your wrist. In this movement, you're directing fluid to get into the wrist joint and prime it for any pressing movements or any weight to be loaded onto this joint. Warming up your wrist is going to be extremely important to prevent injuries and to prevent cyst growing on this joint from excess fluid buildup. Remember to continue to connect with your wrist and to connect with your breath. This process may feel like it's taking a while, so use this as an opportunity to practice patience and again to connect with your body. Moving on to the next movement, you are going to practice wrist extension. So with your fingers pointed down, you want to place your pinkies side by side and press into the ground. You may start more in a tabletop position and work your way to the position where I'm at with my butt almost to the ground. Not only is this stretching your wrist in extension and building a little strength by pushing down, but you're also going to get a little bit of stretch in that forearm, and our forearms are obviously directly linked to our wrists. Now moving on to some wrist flexion, place that hand out in front of your opposite hand. Drag it underneath your shoulder and apply as much weight to that side as you can. Practice grabbing motions and again, really connect with getting fluid into that wrist, connect to any tight spots and play around with twisting your hand inward. Then you're just going to switch sides and repeat 15 grabs on that other wrist as well. Can't stress enough how important it is to take this time to connect with your wrist, connect with your breath, and again, feel any spaces of tension or tightness. In this next position, I want you to place the outer edge of your index finger onto the ground, avoiding letting the back of your palm be on the ground. Drag your hands together as far as you can, and with each breath, maybe bring them a tiny bit closer, holding for about 10 seconds total. You'll feel the stretch in the inner part of your arm. The next position, we are going to hold a plank for 20 seconds, 10 seconds with each wrist in flexion separately. So with the back of one hand pressing into the ground, you're gonna hold plank position again for 10 seconds on each side. Ensuring we're keeping both arms straight, really lean into allowing the tension to release from your wrist, breathing with each second that passes. Moving into our final position, we will want to set up in a kneeling push-up position. Now we are going to participate in forearm raises. If you cannot do both hands at a time, try doing one before the other. We're just pushing up with our fingertips, strengthening our forearms, which will in turn strengthen our wrists. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe for more and share with anybody else who could use it.